Hello, today we're at Walibi Holland. Haven't been here since 2018, so I'm very much looking forward to the day. Gonna have a great time and finally get to ride Untamed. So I've just been on Untamed a few times and it's very, very good, isn't it? It's very, very good. It feels weird because I rode it as Robin Hood like 4 years ago. We just rode Robin Hood. And everyone said it was going to be terrible. And it wasn't, I thought it was alright. It's not too bad. So it became the first roller coaster, not in the UK, that we'd rode like 3 years. And then to ride it in its better form compared to what Robin Hood was very weird. But first ride, we were in like the middle of the train and it was okay. I thought very smooth, some nice negative forces, cool. Then we rode it in the back and I was like, yes, this is much better with loads of negative force. And then we just rode it on the front, and so far I think the front's the best for me at least. You got pushed over the airtime hills, you're thrown out of your seat a lot, it's ridiculously smooth, the rolls really kind of flow really nicely and you kind of just go, you know, loop round. It's a really nice looking ride as well, just generally. Last time I went to Walibi Holland it wasn't the best in terms of the way it looked visually, but I think what they've done with Untamed is really quite pretty in the way that it's here and it kind of blends in with all of the trees and such. It's meant to be one of the world's best roller coasters. So far I definitely think it's creeping towards that for us. I think it is a fantastic ride and very happy that it's here at Walibi Holland. So I've ridden Lost Gravity a few times and it is pretty much how I remember it from a few years ago. It's got a cool, neat, compact little layout. I love the colour scheme. It's got a weird kind of mechanical vibe to it, I don't know. But it rides interestingly. I really like the negative forces that it provides, you know. The whip off the first drop is really good and one of the best first drops ever done. There's huge pops of airtime right after that. The second half of the layout is a bit less kind of interesting and you kind of just meander through the different turns and twists. Really cool zero-G roll in that as well, but yeah, most of the ride is centered, or all the good bits are centered around negative G-forces. Doesn't really pack any real kind of positive punch, but nevertheless, it's still a really good ride. And for us, the effects have been working. So there's a water cannon over the zero-G roll, and there's like a fire blast that goes off every so often, which is really, really cool. But yeah, I like it. It's a fun little ride and a really good addition to the park. So I've just ridden Goliath a few times. I like it. It's a lot of fun. I mean, half of it's really good, half of it exists. But the airtime hills are really fun. Oh, at the beginning and at the end. The middle kind of helixes, they're okay. They do something, but they're not, you know, fantastic.
Yeah, it's okay. I kind of wish it was just the end bit more, but it's fine. I don't know. The first time I went on, it was a bit of a shock, but now I think it's getting better. But it's okay.
I find it fun in the front to have the sense of speed, you know, with all the wind rushing in your face. And at least the seats are comfortable, the restraint's comfortable, the train's nice to sit in. It's fine. I feel like everything's slightly not as good now that Untamed is a thing. You know, everything's not as good as Untamed, which is nothing bad. You know, the 1, 2, 3 of Untamed, Goliath and Lost Gravity is fantastic. But yeah, the middle bit lets it down slightly and it's not as good as it could be. But still a very, very good ride. So I've done a few things since we last chat. We went on the log flume, which was actually quite good, and it starts with a backwards drop, which I forgot about but really enjoy. And you know, it's pretty sunny today, so it's just the right amount of wet. We also did the rapids, which was fun. Didn't really get much wet on that, but it was a nice little rapids. Something else to do. And then finally, the other coaster that we did was Express, which I didn't do last time because it was closed. The queue was very cool. I loved it. Zoe was very terrified because it kind of resembles almost like a scare maze in its horror theme. It's all very dark, dingy, makes very loud noises, and she hated it. I thought it was very cool, so I'm glad we got to see the queue. Yeah, the ride sucks though, not very good, don't appreciate it. The trains are terrible, especially compared to the rest of the stuff at the park. The launch is very good. The layout is fun for like 10 seconds and then gets quite boring. I don't know, not a huge fan when there's especially other good rides at the park. So yeah, we've done quite a few mix of things, but mainly just Goliath, Lost Gravity and Untamed. That was mainly the plan, and that's what we've done. So our day at Walibi Holland has come to an end, but we've had a great time, haven't we?
We have, it's really nice.
Yeah, we managed to get on quite a lot, and I think that's mainly thanks to the fact that we bought the Fast Pass straight away. So we bought the virtual queue for 15 euros a person, and that has kind of saved us so much time.
Yeah.
So we haven't really had to queue for that many things. We've kind of just been making the most of it and reserving a slot for how long the queue time is. So if it's half an hour, we reserve a slot for half an hour's time. And we've managed to kind of do everything we want, you know, grab some food and reserve a slot for something so that we haven't had to wait for anything. And we've been on Untamed 5 times, Goliath 3 times, Lost Gravity 3 times. We also ran into Scott. So shout out to Scott who was listening, who gave us some more Fast Passes for free, which we used on Untamed. Of course we did, because you know, what other ride are we going to use them on? So much appreciated. I think the park's really nice. It looks so much nicer now than when we came a few years ago. You know, it was all kind of a bit dingy and run down a few years ago. Now it's very colourful. All of the areas have really specific zones that are really clear and the themes follow through. It's nice to be in. It's not too big of a park and you can easily get around. And obviously they have some very fantastic rides. What's been your favourite attraction?
My favourite attraction, I think it's Untamed.
Yeah?
Surely. It's really good. Because obviously we've been on Wildfire, so I didn't have high hopes for it, but it succeeded. So maybe that's why it succeeded.
In what way?
I thought it was going to be a bit meh, like good but not great, but I think it is great. So. There
you go then, glowing review. I think my favourite ride's been Untamed too, of course. It's a fantastic roller coaster. And hopefully we'll get to ride it again one day, and hopefully the UK will get one as well. Anyway, thank you for watching, and
see you all next time.